Good morning. How's everyone doing this Tuesday morning? Hope you're all doing well. Hope you're all in the best of health, best of wealth, the best version of yourself you could possibly be. So yeah, I changed my channel over to Motocross Mania TV because that's the sport which I love with a passion, and that's what I'm going to be concentrating on over the next coming few months at least, just to get it up on the road. So I won't be saying welcome to my channel, Joey Barnett TV. I'll be saying welcome to my channel, Motocross Mania TV. But yeah, I had a bit of an issue with my bike, my CRF450. I've got it here in front of you. The weekend I burnt the clutch out, and also it had an oil leak. So a good friend of mine said to me to drain the gearbox oil to see if there's any oil left in the gearbox. And as you can see, it's just trickling out. And it stinks of clutch, absolutely stinks of clutch, this oil. So yeah, it's definitely the clutch burnt out, but it's a good sign that there's oil in the gearbox. A little bit of confusion these CRFs, because you've got your engine oil on one side and your gearbox oil on the other side, whereas with a two-stroke you've got the engine oil in your engine, and your two-stroke oil goes into your mix with your petrol. But with this, it's got separate containers. So yeah, that's the engine oil in front of you, sorry, gearbox oil, and the engine oil is actually on the other side. When I got this CRF450, I didn't get a handbook with it, so I need to get one of them online. But yeah, I'm just emptying the oil from the CRF. I've decided to keep this little beast, or big beast, because I love it with a passion. I love the grunt of it, I love the power of it, I love the sound of it, and it actually does smell a little bit like a two-stroke because I'm using the Castrol. So yeah, good sign that it's leaking oil still. I was told not to keep starting it up because it could do the engine more damage, but I'm going to put a clutch in it myself, which I'm going to be ordering on eBay at the minute. Lucky enough, the clutch plates are only cheap. They're only 50 odd quid on eBay. I don't know about the springs and the complete clutch kit. I don't know if it needs that or not. I don't really know until I start dismantling the clutch, which I will be doing probably as soon as I've done this, empty this gearbox oil out. But yeah, this oil absolutely stinks of burning clutch. Absolutely stinks. I burnt the clutch out by doing hill climbs at 4 Marks the weekend, motocross track. It was pretty rutted up. It was pretty thick with mud coming up to your foot pegs. And I was using my clutch quite a lot because there's cross rutted lines, which means, you know, your front wheel goes in one line and your back wheel goes into another line, and you're off your bike. It cross ruts you, and that's what you call cross rut, and it just sends you off your bike. So you've got to be on your ball game, you've got to be on your tip-top condition to be able to ride in them conditions. A lot of motocross riders love them track conditions because obviously you've got lines, you can pick your lines. They're like railway lines, but they're deep. As I said, they come up to your foot pegs. Hopefully I'll be out again next weekend on my CRF. I did have a KX 250 and a KX 125 before I've had this, and I've also had RMs and numerous KXs going through my life, but they was all two-strokes. I've never had a four-stroke, so I decided to switch it over to a four-stroke, to the dark side, so they say, because the grunt, the power, the grit, you know, it seems to plant to the ground a lot more. It seems to get a lot more traction. I've done a few of them hill climbs at 4 Marks the weekend, went on my power, kept the momentum up, and yeah, got all the way up to the top of them, and that was like steep vertical hills. So the minute you lose your momentum and come off your throttle, you know, you're not going to get no traction, and you ain't going to make it up the hill. So you've got to commit yourself to the hill at the bottom of it. Have a stop, have a think about it, have a look, and then in second gear, flat out all the way up, and that's what I've done. So yeah, I'm gaining more confidence as I go along. I've got to keep riding motocross bikes because this is my passion, this is my love. I love it with a passion, and it's my desire. I've always loved bikes, so I do need a motocross bike around me to keep me insane and to keep me level-headed and to give me something to do each week, and it keeps me motivated, it inspires me. It's the same as everything in life. If you've got a hobby, you know, it's very good to get into a hobby, especially if you're not working, you're sat at home doing nothing, biting your thumbs. Once you get into a hobby, it takes your mind off other things, keeps you motivated, keeps you wanting to do more. So yeah, you know, it can even beat addiction and things like that. But as I said, I am changing this the clutch. First of all, I've got to obviously empty the gearbox oil because I don't want that going everywhere. It's still trickling out, which is a good sign. Gearbox oil looks pretty clear. I know it looks black in the middle, but it's going to go black as it goes through the engine. But if you look there, it looks pretty clear. So yeah, someone said to me recently the other day that it could be one of the gaskets, the crankshaft seal or something like that gone, and not to start the bike up. So I'm going to have a look into that. I know I've got a leak coming from this pipe here. Where is it? That little pipe there coming off the radiator, just there, the clear one, it's got a little bit of a split in it. So I know I've got a bit of a leak in that. But yeah, it was literally pouring out of oil the weekend, which I thought was coming out of the overflow, but I've since been told that that pipe hanging down there is a breather pipe. So that could be a number of things. It could be too much oil, it could be the crankshaft seals, it could be the rings. Until I look into it, I won't really know what it is. Someone has offered very kindly on my channel to do my bike, to rebuild my engine if I go over to his one of his houses and rip the house out. Basically, there's quite a lot of building work in there, so I'm undecided whether I'm going to do that or not at the minute. I'm just going to play it by ear. I did notice my clutch was a little bit stiff the weekend, very stiff actually. So I know what I've got to loosen this clutch handle, obviously, and then on the other side down there, I'll do a separate video altogether when I change the clutch. But it's a little bit of a difficult one because you've got so many plates and they've got to go in the correct order, and also behind the clutch plate cover itself, it's only a few bolts, but behind that cover you've got a washer, and it's very important not to lose that washer because it's quite easily forgotten about and quite easily lost. And if you put the clutch all back together, put it back in again, and you find out you've got your clutches playing up, it could be down to that washer. So I've been told to be very careful of that. But I mean, the engine on this looks crisp, doesn't it? Look, you know, not much wrong with it. It's a beast of a bike. It really is a beast of a bike. I've still got my KX plastics up there, a few bits up there. I need to go and get some oil, maybe some 1040 oil or something, to give the engine a flush. But yeah, as I said, I love this sport. I really love this sport with a passion. I really, really do. I've loved it since a kid. You've got to be, you know, in the right situation to be able to ride and maintain these bikes. You know, it's not for the faint-hearted. There's some very bad accidents. There's some people, even professionals, lose their lives. So you've got to be on your ball, on the tip of your ball to on the tip of your feet, definitely, to ride these bikes. The minute you take your eye off and your mind drifts off when you're riding these bikes, it'll punish you. So yeah, you've got to be pretty fit to ride them. I recently had these Maxxis tyres put on, You can still see they're pretty nice and fresh. The chain needs a little bit of lube, I've noticed. But yeah, it's got all the RFX bits on it. All the snapback levers. It's got a standard pipe on it, but I want to put another pipe on it, maybe. I don't know yet, we'll have a think. I might even put an FMF pipe on it because I've got the FMF graphics on it. I might put a pipe on it, but at the minute exhaust looks alright, not too bad. Engine sounds mean. If you look at the gaskets on the other side there, where are they? Bit difficult to see from here. I'll show you. When I sort this clutch out and get all the bits off, I'll do another video on it. But yeah, yesterday was a bit of a crazy one. Went to turn down a road. I thought, because there's quite a big crowd around this guy, and his name is Anthony, and I initially thought that someone had maybe dropped their shopping. It wasn't until a few elderly people waved me down and were screaming out help, like I got out of my truck, and the elderly people would come out from the church. Very, very nice people, godly people, you know, people of the earth. They'll do anything for you. And they come out and they were seeing to Anthony, but obviously those elderly, they couldn't lift him up. So me and another guy, we lifted him up, put him into a chair, which got given to us by the church again, sat him down, rang the ambulance. There was a policeman on the corner there in the actual parade shops, which was handy because he had a first aid kit. Yes, walking across the road, had a bottle of wine in his hand, had a trip, and went head first onto the bottle. So he had a nice nasty cut on his eyebrow, probably about 3 or 4 inches wide. He needed a few stitches, but I had a good chat with him. He opened up to me. I did say that I'll be doing a video on him, and I'll be doing it later on, guys. But yeah, this is what I'm doing at the minute. This clutch, absolutely, this oil stinks of burning clutch, and I mean it absolutely stinks of it. Got a little shorty there, look, off of the 2-stroke. It's still trickling out. I believe in this side it takes 750 ml of oil in there, and it takes about the same on the other side. The good thing about this is you can use the same oil on both sides. So I get my oil from Alfred's. As I said, I use the Castrol Power 1, which smells of that old Castrol R smell, and I love that smell from a kid. It smells like burning bacon. And you know what, when I was a kid, when I didn't have a bike, or even when I was a teenager and I didn't have a bike, every time I heard a bike, I'd like literally run and see where the noise was coming from, and I was so jealous that I didn't have a bike. So yeah, it's a really good thing for me to have gotten into later on in life. It keeps me my mind drifting away from other things, because I've got a little bit of PTSD, but it keeps me motivated, guys. It ain't got to be a motocross bike. What can keep other people motivated? It could be swimming, it could be walking, it could be climbing, badminton. Any sports is good for it, it really is. Keeps you healthy, keeps you in trim, and yeah, I'm going to get this one uploaded, guys. Anyway, I'll speak to you in a bit. Have a good day, everyone. Peace.